Hello everyone, welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle, and I am here with my weekly Moonday Oracle guidance after quite the hiatus. For those of you who have been regularly following my page, you know that I have actually been away for almost the entire month of July, and this is actually my first day back doing the Moonday reading for all of us. So I'm going to take a moment just to allow everybody to connect and join me and see that I am live. And then I will go into the explanation for what Moonday is for anybody who is new to my page. Hi, Christine and Dawn and Cynthia. Welcome back. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Hi, Carmela. It's good to be back, but I have to say it's bittersweet. While I have these really interesting feelings about wanting to kind of like take on the world in a new way, if that makes sense. I just feel this energy to do something new, to kind of go into new directions. But at the same time, even though I was there for 2 weeks this year away over in England, and I actually was in Wales as well this time around, it wasn't long enough, so I'm still a little bit sad, and I'm still having a little bit of a difficult time transitioning, even though I've been back since the last week of July. But I think that also has a lot to do with the energetic shifting that occurred while I was there, coming back and, having to kind of assimilate to the energy here, but also we're in the midst of, or today is actually the last day of the Lion's Gate, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So that had a lot to do with it, and I'm sure you've all been feeling the impact of that as well. Hi, Beth. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that at least I was missed while I was away. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Carmela. It's good to see all of you here again. Hi, Derek. Thanks for popping in. All right, so really quickly, I'm going to go over what Moonday is for anybody who is new to my page. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So Moonday is an opportunity for all of us to receive a little bit of divine guidance. It's like getting inside information to what the heck is going on in the universe and energetically within our environment, in our lives, because we all are one consciousness. We are all a collective. So that means that we are all going to be greatly impacted similarly, but not exactly the same. So this message is intended for all of us to receive what we most need from it. So anybody who finds themselves watching, this message is going to be for you in some way. While it may resonate with you one way, it may resonate with someone else a completely different way. And that is okay, because everybody receives exactly what they need to hear. I always set the intention that we receive messages for the highest and greatest good. I do always set the intention that I'm calling forth universal truth, divine love to work through me, through the messages that come forward. And again, as I said before, I am an intuitive, and that just means that I can discern or intuit divine guidance and knowing using my own intuition as well as oracle cards. And I do work with an array of different types of cards depending on what I'm most guided to. So this is not personal individual readings here. For those of you who might be interested in having a private personal reading, you can always reach out to me privately and we can discuss the different types of readings as well as the different types of healing sessions that I also offer via internet. So I can do a lot of this remotely as well as in person if you are local to my area. So we can talk about that later. For now, as I said, this is an overall, more of a generalized message for all of us and what we need to know to get through the energy of the week, because knowledge is power and it does assist in kind of having a grasp on what's going on to move smoothly through the energy versus resisting it and causing a little bit more issues for ourselves. So that said, I will go into the oracle message in a moment. Before I do anything, I do like to discuss the energy. I don't know if I want to call this like an energy forecast, because I am certainly not an astrologist. I am not a numerologist, but I do understand the intensity, because of the way the energy impacts me, for one. Because I am an energy sensitive, my biggest clair or gift, I guess you could say, is the fact that I am clairsentient, which is clear feeling. And that means that I feel energetically, and then the rest follows. Then I get sometimes the visions or the clear hearing, and then the clear knowing. So my clairsentience is the biggest. So I feel everything. Not always great, but it happens. And the best thing that I can do is try to assist through what I feel. And I do read a lot of astrological forecasts and things that are going on that help me kind of put all of the pieces together of what I'm feeling. So I like to share that, and through my own personal experiences that I have and that happen throughout the day. So then I also like to talk about, which I'll probably actually do this first, is news and announcements. So that's any events or activities or news that's going on over here at Magical Me, or with my partners over at Oracles of the Light. So there isn't really a whole lot to announce, and I'm just going to take a second to say hello to everybody else popping in. Kathy, Di, welcome. Oh, thank you, Carmela. Hello, lovely MJ. Deborah, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for that. I miss all of you. Hey, my lovely Lindsay, welcome. Glad you made it. Hi, Noreen, welcome. Laura, Liz. I don't know if I missed anybody else, and I apologize if I did. And as I've said before in the past, I noticed that Facebook Live doesn't show me all of the comments sometimes, but when I go back and look at the replay to try to respond to comments, I will see comments that were live that I did not get to see. So I will do my best to respond to everybody. So please don't think that I am ignoring. I would never, ever do that. Hi, Jake. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Arizona, huh, Di? I would love, love, love to get over there to Sedona. Okay, so really quickly, there's not a lot of news and announcements going on because we really, honestly, over at Oracles of the Light kind of closed down for July and August, because knowing last year when Karen and I went to Glastonbury, we'd only gone for a week, and we knew how difficult it was transitioning back here to really get our bearings and everything. So considering we were going for 2 weeks this time, we expected it to be a little bit more intense, and it absolutely was. So we've not offered anything, or we're not offering anything for the month of August. However, we do have stuff in the works coming for September. So as we get towards the end of August, I'm going to start announcing everything for Oracles of the Light and anything going on at Magical Me. Hey Jess, welcome, sweetheart. So at Magical Me, though, I will say, and you've probably already seen it, and if you have not, ladies, because this is really targeted towards the women, and so fellas, I do apologize, but I have not brought in something in yet, or come up with something yet to integrate men into my online spiral temple. It is an online monthly training course that really does teach women to really harness and awaken their inner sacred feminine, or their inner goddess. So there are 2 levels at this point, and the 3rd level is coming. However, the first level is, I call it the spiral temple, because the spiral is a very powerful and ancient symbol that is significant of the journey that we do walk in many lifetimes, and in each lifetime many times. So the spiral inward is really about going within. It is about the unbecoming of all that we have been conditioned to be, programmed to be. And again, I said this is targeted for women at this point in time. And it's really about moving through the motions. We learn about the different goddess archetypes and their energy throughout many different cultures, and how each are very similar to ourselves, and how each harness a specific area or magic that helps to facilitate our own personal healing. And we work with the moon energy to learn how to manifest, create what we want to see in our lives. We work with different candle magic and things that are going to assist and go along or hand in hand with every different season, because we do work with the wheel of the year, because I do like to teach everyone how we are a mere reflection of the energy in the universe and in the world itself, and how when we move in flow with the seasons or the cycles of the moon, we do access our best potential, and it does assist us in learning how we wax and wane just like the moon, and we are not supposed to always be at the best or at our best, and it's important to go within and be in your shadows and in your dark. So we do work with the dark shadows that are very important to understand and work with. So it is a healing journey, and that level is the Spiral Temple level 1, and it is being offered now. So the registration will open up, well, it's open now, but it will actually close down in September. I forget the exact date, but it's going to be all done online. So you'll be in a private Facebook group here, and all the videos will be pre-recorded, so you get each workshop every month posted, and you get to watch it in your own time. You will receive meditations that go along with it, a guided meditation from me, as well as a lot of healing and activation codes or parts of that meditation that's going to assist in a healing or activation, if you will. And so that's, again, all online. It is a $15 a month fee. It does run it does run from September to June. So once it closes in September, it is closed for the year. It will not open back up until the following summer. So the summer of 2020 is the next time you'd be able to join. So registration is open now until the middle of September. The event has been created on my page, so if you are interested in joining, please check it out. You'll see more information. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I will explain or go over things as best I can. Level 2 is also open at this time for those of you who have already participated in Level 1 and are ready to move on to taking your power and all that you have learned and healed from into your own hands and working with the energies above and below to bridge that within yourself and align yourself as the conduit between heaven and earth. So it's a very powerful healing journey. It is all about unbecoming, to step into your truth and to really embrace your sovereignty. So it's very amazing. And like I said, I can't say enough about it. Those who have been in, who watch and comment, who have been a part of this journey with me for the last, I don't know how many years now that we've been doing this, everyone has had quite a wonderful and amazing experience. And a lot of the women who have been on this journey with me between Level 1 and Level 2 actually came to Glastonbury with myself and Karen as part of the healing journey, kind of like a continuation for that. So I do kind of reserve those spaces for my students first. So again, if you're interested, check it out. I think that's pretty much it that I have as announcements right now. I am going to be teaching Reiki Level 1 in person and Level 2 as well. I don't think I've created the events yet, but they are coming for the month of September and probably the first week of October. So if you are interested in learning how to take your healing as well as your overall well-being into your own hands and really facilitate that kicking your life into the next phase of your journey, Reiki is absolutely something to consider. You don't have to take my word for it. You can absolutely look into Reiki on your own and just see how incredibly powerful and life-changing it is. Okay? All right. That said, I'm going to get into, I guess, what I'm going to start calling the energy forecast for today, or at least for today. I don't know about for the week, but... Hi, Donna. Welcome. Glad you made it. Hi, Caitlin and Julie and Laura. Welcome. So happy you guys made it. Okay. So, Spirit really wanted me to, and I say Spirit lightly because Spirit's very broad. So when I say Spirit, guys, I just mean my higher self or my family of light who are kind of giving me my nudge in my head to speak. They actually wanted me to talk about the throat chakra today. So I unintentionally wore the color pale blue today. I even have it on my eyes for eyeshadow. And I didn't really realize that until after I pulled my cards for myself for the day and received Joan of Arc, which is all about expressing your truth. So The throat chakra is going through an intense amount of clearing right now. And I didn't really think much of it. You know, you read posts here and there and blah, blah, blah. But I normally don't like to speak about something unless I can relate to it or have experienced it. Hey, Mandy love, welcome. So it's a little different though, this message regarding the throat chakra. So throat chakra is being purged and being cleared. Why? Well, throat chakra is really our gateway to our authentic self. When you have a clear, pure, functioning throat chakra, it is allowing you to not only speak and express your truth, however, it's also allowing you to live in your truth and authentically. As we move out of, and I'm going to get real deep here, as we move out of the old earth paradigm, that controlling, karmic, programmed, limiting beliefs about us being everything that we need is beyond ourselves, outside of ourselves, is reliant upon greater power, greater force, fate and destiny being something that we can only hope for and aspire to, or something is already, you know, I get a lot of clients that will come to me and say, you know, will I ever achieve this or receive this? And to no fault of their own, even myself, because that was part of my own belief at one time, I believed that everything was pre-written, you know, and to a point it was, because of the karmic influence, and because, you know, when you do something, it ripples and it creates karmic consequences. And so you literally attract back to you, not just from this lifetime, past lifetimes, ancestral patterning, things that you didn't even do, you're still being held responsible for in this lifetime. So long story short, it's about, we start over. It's really about moving forward clear and free of these old controlling thoughts, beliefs, and patterning. So we do not have to believe that there is something saying you cannot create your own destiny, that you cannot alter your own circumstances. So this is really about us stepping into our truth and being free from controlling beliefs and concepts. This is about us expressing ourselves free of fear and limitation. All right, so I hope that that's making sense so far. So as that purification is going on, what can happen is a lot of debris and blockage from the old can come up. So we could be feeling, especially with this lion's gate. Now think in terms, I was actually shown of the lion roaring, all right? So with the lion's gate having opened, which I'm not going to go into a whole big spiel on Lionsgate. You guys have probably been hearing about the Lionsgate for weeks at this point now. And if you have not, you can look into it further. I don't want to waste more time going over it. But with the Lionsgate opening, it's brought up exactly that, where we have entered this point of releasing the old and really focusing on the new. And today is the last day of the Lion Gateway. The door is actually closing, which means that it's like a karmic resetting, and it's all about creating movement and forward movement at this time. So this is really about focusing on what we want to create. Well, how do we create? It's a lot simpler than you think. With your words, with your mind, your thoughts, those thoughts that you play over and over and over and over in your head. Ask yourself, what are those thoughts? Usually when we have something that we're going over and over and over in our head, it has a tone of negativity, or it has a tone of lack, right? So we're so focused on, oh my goodness, I'm not going to have the money to make ends, to pay the bills this week, or I'm not going to be able to get the job that I want, or I'm never going to end up making the work on time. Do you notice that? That's like a pattern that we all do. At least I know that I catch myself doing it a lot. So we focus a lot on the lack thereof. We don't, and when you're, even if it's a thought and it's nothing that was spoken, it's where all of your energy is going into. Hi, Teresa. Welcome, sweetie. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just talking about the energy right now and that there's some throat chakra clearing going on. Hey, Fred. Thanks for being here. So this is now time to focus on what you are saying going forward. So there's that truth, all right? And what you're speaking as this throat chakra is being cleared. It's also about focusing on what you are thinking and how are you, we want to shift the perspective now because we don't want to go backwards. You want to create more of what you don't want. We don't want to go back into the old. You want to create what you want in life. So now is the time to start putting the energy, the thoughts, and the action, as well as the words, into I am, I do, I'm creating. You see what I'm saying? So with this said, I touched a little bit on the purging that could be coming up and what you're releasing. So I've had a scratchy throat all day today. Goes right in sync with what Spirit wanted me to talk about. I know that a couple of my friends have been mentioning that they've been having sore throats, scratchy throats, kind of on and off lately. Lots of people want to put it on sinuses. And yes, that could be. But from a metaphysical perspective, sinuses are actually ruled over by the third eye and the throat chakra. So specifically the third eye. And I know that with this Lion's Gate, the third eye has been being cleared out as well, helping us to clearly see, because the third eye is also believed to be the seat of our soul. So when you want to live in that authentic truth and strip away the programming, then you're going to need not only your throat chakra in check, but also your third eye. So lots of purging and clearing is happening, all to move us and break us. I actually had visions of like our skin, and I said this to somebody today. It sounds so crazy, but I actually have been having visions, especially I was working on Lindsay yesterday. Our skin actually being like glass, and it's actually being shattered open, and light is bursting out of our skin. So it's like the old, because skin does represent your DNA, so the old falling away and the new being birthed through the light, through truth, through love. So when the throat chakra is purging, what I want to say about this, long story short, is find peace and love in your words. Don't immediately go to the place that we do. It is very easy. And look, guys, I talk a lot about this. My sun sign is Scorpio. Scorpios have no holding back, brutal honesty. And so I get it. But I have learned and have evolved in the sense that I understand that my words are very powerful and I have to be responsible for what comes out of my mouth. So you are hurting not only others when you are not speaking with compassion, even though you can still speak and honor your boundaries and speak your truth, you can do so in a way that is compassionate or peacefully. But you're also hurting yourself, because by saying nasty things, negative things, and lashing out at others, you are actually closing your throat chakra, blocking your throat chakra. But you can also begin to, in the worst possible sense, manifest it into the physical, which can develop throat issues. It can also develop mouth issues, so problems with your teeth, problems with your gums. So again, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a metaphysician, and I see a lot working healing on clients. So be mindful of your throat chakras. Be mindful of what is happening right now for all of us. And remember that if we are birthing into a new reality, what does that look like? That means that we are all responsible for creating this new reality that we want to see. Well, what is the new reality that you want to see? It's not the old suppression, anger, separation, war, negativity. It is love. It is understanding that we are one, that there is no separation. And so if we are one, that means what I say to you, what I do to you, is ultimately what I do to myself. And so if we want to create this new space, this new world, then we have to be the love. We've got to do things differently. We've got to address situations in a way that is discarding the old. So honor yourself, absolutely, because that's part of that throat chakra. Speak your truth when necessary, but do so in a way that is peaceful. You know, a lot of people I get with, myself included, like, asking about, the earth grid healing and the earth work and the light workers, and how do we do this going forward? How do I live my life purpose? By just being. By being the example. The new world is birthed through you. Love is birthed through you. Light is literally being birthed through us. So that's my message on the throat chakra. It's probably the message for the week now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, but I'm going to pull a card anyway. Hi, Risa. Hi, Nicole. Welcome. Glad you made it. Yeah, loving those boundaries, right? Yeah, absolutely. Boundaries are necessary because it is how we teach others how to treat us, but also boundaries are needed for ourselves because a lot of times we don't even respect our own boundaries, much less have someone else do so. So this is a really good time for all of that and learning how peace starts from us. And the old way is to address a situation with fire and guns blazing. The new way is to speak your truth, honor your boundaries, establish those boundaries in a way that is a peaceful warrior. Okay? Absolutely, Noreen. Thank you for that. All right, so moving along, I'm going to pull the card for the week, and then I'll move into the mudra as well, and I'll talk about the mudras in a second. My throat chakra is scratchy and burning as well right now, so I definitely can relate. So I've decided to work with a deck that I don't I work every day with this deck for myself, but I don't often work with it with clients because the messages are deep. And I've used it here before and I've said just that. The messages are deep, and rightfully so. The woman who has created this deck and the artwork that goes along with it is an incredible inspiration to me, Cheryl Yambrick Rose Hall. She is a divine conduit for amazing energy and universal truth. A lot of sacred wisdom and information comes through her portraits and her paintings, and they are very divinely guided. You can just take a look at them and see. I've had the pleasure of meeting her a couple of times, and she is so lovely. And her cards have been an incredible awakener for me. Like I told her, they have been like clues along the way, that there's been like secret coding and information in her paintings and in these cards that have led me to my own unveiling, to my own personal awakening, to coming into my own sovereignty. So without further ado, she has 2 decks out, a third one on the way. This one is Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle, again, by the amazing, and look at the card, or look at the cover. This in itself is the epitome of standing in our truth in a way that is in divine love, and all about the assertiveness of that blue energy and that throat chakra. So again, Cheryl Yambrick Rose, okay? So let's see what guidance comes through for the world as a collective for the week of August 12th, 2019. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. I see Cheryl shares one of her cards every day on her Facebook page. So you can check out her. She has a fan page. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's Cheryl Yambrick Rose art page or something like that. I'll share it on Magical Me afterwards so everybody can find it if you want. She does share one of her cards for the day every day, and I can't be sure if this was today's or if this was yesterday's. I'm feeling a little fuzzy in my timeline here. But it was interesting because it was right in sync with the Lion's Gate energy. So it's Queen Khalifa. Seek the symbols and decipher their meanings. Hi, Jamie. Hey, Leah. Julie says, your Moonday readings are the weekly pep talk I always so desperately Oh, well, thank you for saying that. I'm so glad that you get so much out of them. Thank you. So, if that's not Lionsgate energy for you. So Queen Khalifa, I don't know a whole lot about her, but what I do know is that California is actually said to be named after her. It's Queen Khalifa. But she's sitting here with the, it's more of like, I don't know if this is a tiger or a lion, a female lion, or what kind of an animal or cat this is. But again, if you understand the lion energy to begin with and where that whole Lion's Gate comes from, has to do with Sirius and the star system Sirius. And there are actually lion beings or lyrans and feline beings that are associated with Sirius. So that's where the Lion's Gate actually comes from. So all felines are all connected to the Lion's Gateway right now. So the card says, seek the symbols, decipher the meaning. I had quite a potent dream last night, and I'm not going to go into details about it, but it was very, very symbolic. And to decipher Spirit's message, which was a very important message for me to hear, I literally had to decipher the symbols. I had to break down the symbolism, which was all metaphoric. And most dreams often are. They're all, the imagery that happens, it's all really metaphoric. You've got to read between the lines. So this week, we are going to be receiving lots of information from our higher selves and from our family of light. And for those of you that don't know what a family of light is, this is your light family that you have probably either incarnated with at some time in the physical, or you have been connected to in multidimensionally. So you've had other lifetimes on other dimensions, other planets, star systems, whatever you want to wrap that up in a bow as. Your light family are those beings that love you unconditionally and are working with you still, and they are actually helping you to fulfill your life purpose here. And as we talk about life purpose, I want to say that that's what we're all really moving into our authentic truths for. This is why that throat chakra is being cleared out, to align us with authenticity. Once we embody authenticity, it is no more playing games. It's really about getting into alignment with our truth, your soul's purpose, your incarnated reason for being. So what is it that you're meant to be doing here? So this week, as we focus no longer on the old, as we no longer focus on the negativity, we focus on movement forward, positive energy, creating what we want in our lives. Some of us might be sitting here saying, but I'm not still sure what that is. I really don't know. And you're not alone, okay? Because it's a deep question. Hi, love. Welcome, Shelly and Heather. Thanks for being here. I'll show you the card again really quickly. You're going to want to go back if you can, because I did talk about a lot of other things. But it is Queen Khalif, and it says, seek the symbols, decipher the meaning. So you are going to be receiving, or we all are, many different types of messages. Let's talk about how these messages can come to you. Obviously, I just spoke of them coming in dreams. I'm going to suggest that if you think that you're a big dreamer, you receive dreams, even if you don't, grab a notebook or your cell phone that has a notepad or something, and any part of your dream that you happen to remember this week, write it down. Even if it's only like 3 clips of information versus the entire picture, and you dream so much more you just can't remember, but you only remember this bit, that's the bit that you start with. Start writing it down. The rest might be revealed throughout the day, but what you remember is what is important for you to remember. Your subconscious, you are infused with the information. Even if you don't consciously know it, you subconsciously do. So whatever you do remember, it is important for you to know in the physical. So write that down. You could be also receiving messages through synchronicity in the way of someone coming and speaking something to you. Maybe you are seeing symbolism on billboards, on social media. You're seeing people with videos that are popping up saying, maybe it's something that relates to you or that you resonate with, and it just keeps coming up. Or you're seeing something about forgiveness popping up, so you know that maybe you've got to work with somebody on forgiveness, and it just keeps coming over and over and over again. So there's going to be symbolism coming in this week strong. And it is our team sending this to us, our family of light, because they want us to begin to move forward. So if there are things that are still holding you back, you will receive the message about what you need to do to heal and move forward. If it is time for you to just move forward, full steam ahead, you're going to be receiving messages about what you need to do to move forward and moving ahead. So lots and lots of symbolism. Pay attention to everything this week. Write it down. We might not all carry notebooks with us, but I'll tell you what, I know most of us carry our cell phones around every single place we go. I don't know about what phones you have, but I have an Android phone, and it has something called Google Keep on it, Keep, and I pull that up and just jot down notes right away on that all the time. I'm not familiar with iPhones, so I couldn't tell you what's on there, but I'm very positive they have something that you could jot things down on. So pay attention to the messages that are coming in this week, even if they don't make sense. Yesterday, I actually had 2 songs play back to back on the radio that were messages from my family of light in regarding to a conversation. It was almost like they were confirming a conversation I was just having. So they kind of further drilled the point home. And it's not silly. If you think it, it's true. If you feel it, it is what it is. Go with it. Stop doubting yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe that you're divine. You receive messages every day, every moment. We're just not paying attention half the time or tuning in. So now is your wake-up call. Pay attention to what's coming in and begin to expand yourself and your awareness through the messages that are coming from your family of light. Okay? All right. I hope that resonates with everybody. And if you have any questions about anything or want to share anything, feel free to drop it in the comments. I do always go back and check the comments later on in the evening or sometime throughout the week. Hi, Tori. How are you? Thanks for being here. All right, so anything that you missed, you can definitely catch back on replay. I did discuss the energy forecast, I guess if that's what you want to call it. Messages about the throat chakra specifically, and I did discuss some of the events going on, but there's not very many except for my spiral temple. Now I'm going to move into the last part of the reading, and it is, or of the message today, it is the mudra. All right, so what are mudras? Well, supposedly, mudras have been being used for thousands of years, specifically by the ancient Tibetan monks and even the Buddhist monks. They're very widely used to this day by various cultures. They are used in various healing practices and spiritual practices such as yoga, Kundalini yoga, and you don't have to know what you're doing to work with these. These are powerful and they are here for all of us. How you know that you're qualified to work with mudras is the fact that you have hands. And that's it. Your hands are so incredibly powerful. And those of you who are energy healers, I don't have to tell you that because you use your hands and your palm chakras on the regular. So mudra itself is a Sanskrit word. It actually interprets to energy seal or seal. So your hands are palm chakras, and using or forming symbols with your hands and your fingers, because your fingers also are connected to energy points and the elements. So by using or forming symbols with your hands, combining, channeling, breathing, and energy, you actually are creating energy seals. These energy seals then trigger and activate your energy centers, known also as your chakras. Each chakra rules over four of the main bodies that we all that we are made up of. So our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, and our spiritual or light body. So by working with one mudra, you can work with one chakra or more depending on the mudra and what it works specifically with or triggers. You can also alleviate physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual blocks all in one mudra. So they are incredibly powerful, all right? So you are literally channeling energy through your hands, through your intention, and through breathing into energy centers, which can assist with alleviating physical ailments, illness, and blocks. It can also alleviate emotional blocks, mental blocks, and again, it can expand consciousness and assist with illumination and enlightenment. And really, this is why they were so widely used. It is a way to take our energy, our power into our own hands to facilitate our own healing as well as our own growth. Hey, Karen. Welcome, sweetie. No problem. You can absolutely do that. All right. So I like to work with mudras to basically ask us, or ask, the universe, the divine, our higher ups, what mudra will assist us in embodying or facilitating the growth that needs to occur this week, combined with the message that came in. Because like I always say, it's one thing for me to talk up here, tell you what we can do, but I'm the type of person that I don't like to just teach people. I like to also, or I don't like to just, tell someone what to do or do something for them. I like to give people tools to heal themselves or to help themselves, because that's what this is all about. We are all sovereign beings and we're all in this together. All right. Hi, Maggie love. Hi, Lynette. Welcome. Thanks for watching, ladies. All right. So let's see what mudra comes forward to assist the collective this week of August 12th, 2019, that goes hand in hand with our oracle guidance. Ooh, is this throat chakra? Surprise, surprise, it's throat chakra. So it is the Jala mudra, and I could be saying that wrong, but on my end, it looks like the Jala mudra, and it's actually dubbed flow. Hi, Candace. Welcome, sweetheart. You did miss the oracle guidance and the rest of the information, but you made it just in time for mudras. So this one, obviously, to me, because of the coloring, it works with the throat chakra, because obviously throat chakra is blue. But this particular mudra deck is, and I should say, it's actually created by Alison de Nicola. Just give her some credit there. There's two. There's one that's specific solely on chakras, or targets solely chakras. And then this one is more specific to the elements. So this is water. Now, water is usually the sacral chakra, but it isn't limited to. When you're talking in terms of flow, fluidity, it is pranic energy just flowing through us, moving in alignment with the flow, but it also could be the flow of what needs to come out, speaking truth-wise. So it says, assists with fluidity, nourishment, and balance. Oh, no problem, sweetheart. Thank you. It benefits adaptability in the body and the mind. So helping us to adapt to this new transition as we leave behind the old here. It enhances abdominal breathing, assists in lubricating the joints. That's a new one. That's interesting. I'm sure that could help anybody who struggles, feeling, I know myself have been having some issues this past week and couple of days getting up in the morning. But also regarding, I'm hearing arthritis. That's what I'm hearing, maybe assisting in that regard. Cultivates emotional balance and support, and it harmonizes change. Perfect. Obviously, like I said, the element is water. And, water is also connected to our emotions. So, in our emotional body. So, remember, the flow of emotions may want to come out with that throat chakra this week. Try to remember peace and love as you assert your truth. Okay? All right, so we're going to do this together for those of you who choose, and those of you who would like to just do this another day on your own time. You can also do that because I'll post a picture of it on my page as soon as the live is done. So we'll do this together. Some of these do come with cautions because, again, I said they are incredibly powerful. They do tend to stimulate our energy. and get the energy flowing and moving. This one does not have a caution, so we are all good to go. All right, so with that said, I'm going to have us all touch the tips of the thumbs to the pinky fingers, okay? Tips of the thumbs to the pinky, Jamie. There we go. And then you're going to extend the other 3 fingers straight out. Now, it's going to look something like that, but my one finger, that's as far as it goes. I don't know why, but there you go. Rest the backs of the hands on the thighs or knees. Relax your shoulders and lengthen your spine. So you're going to do that with both hands, okay? So the only ones touching, pinky and thumb. Place the backs of your palms on your thighs. Straighten your spine and relax your shoulders. Gonna have you all take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And release by blowing the breath out of your mouth. Channeling that energy into your palms. I felt that in my throat. I don't know about all of you, but I felt that. Take another deep breath in through your nose. And release. Last time, take a nice deep breath in. And release. And you can state, balance and flow accompany all of my transitions. Balance and flow accompany all of my transitions. Balance and flow accompany all of my transitions. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. All right. So you can do this breathing as many times as you feel guided to. I suggest just at least the 3, so it depends on if you are pinched for time or not. But I'm going to encourage all of you to try to work with this at least once a day throughout this week up until next Monday. So it's going to assist in moving that energy through us. It's also going to allow us to not resist, kind of going with the flow as the transitions do continue to occur as we shift out of that old paradigm and moving into the new. All right? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and let me know, and I will help you as best I can. With that said, there was one more thing that I did want to share, and I'm trying to think. So really quickly, I won't go into too much because I'm sure some of you might be sick of hearing this already, but I just briefly wanted to discuss my trip and how I don't think I can properly even express how amazing and life-changing it is, because long story short, what we're doing is essentially we are walking the ley lines, which are the energy currents that move through the earth. And we move to these sacred points or vortexes or energy points that are some of the sacred sites. Now, these are sites that have been known for pilgrimages for hundreds, if not some thousands of years. Some going back to Neolithic times, to the Bronze Age. You know, I shared on my personal page. I don't think I shared on Magical Me, and I will. I'm going to post it on there because I've begun feeling so inspired by the visions that I've had, the healing and the transformations that are occurring, and the things that I've seen going back as far as the Bronze Age, that I've been being inspired to start writing it. And so I've briefly shared 2 posts about it on my personal page. I'm going to post it on Magical Me after this as well, and let you all take a look at it. So the reason that I'm really talking about it is because one of the places that we're going is the heart chakra of the earth. It's also the current third eye chakra of the earth, which is Glastonbury, England. Very sacred site, said to be the site of where Mary Magdalene and Joseph of Arimathea established the first Celtic Christian church. What they didn't refer to it back then as that, but what they knew as Christ consciousness, Christ light, and sharing the way or universal truth. And I team up with Tor Webster. Most of you know that. Some of you have seen when I had him on the Magic Hour. And he is an incredibly gifted individual himself. And he has a lot of information that not a lot of people do have. But he also helps to facilitate the group or the journey in taking us along to these sites, and him and I have kind of started to team up and collaborate. So the reason I'm talking about this is because it is something that I do wish to continue to do. It seems like it's going to start extending. I actually went to Wales this time as well and stood in places, like I said, that were untouched and have been there for thousands of years, obviously longer than that, but at least you can see the remnants of life that was created there, and settlements that were created there going back as far as the Bronze Age. Some sites that I was at was going back as far as Neolithic. So with that said, I just want to put it out there that if you are ever thinking about or feeling that call to go to a certain spiritual place and take that pilgrimage, there are many sacred sites around the earth, not just Glastonbury, Cornwall, and Wales, and the places that I've gone to. There are many. The chakras, the earth has its own chakra system. And Mount Shasta in California was actually another one that I went to. But I definitely encourage it because it is life-changing. This is my second time going, as you know, and the transformation is real. When you come back, you are absolutely not the same from these journeys. And with that said, this is something that I'm actually hoping to evolve and create and offer every year. So I am going to be opening that up to accepting others to go on to these trips with me, and hopefully with Tor Webster as well. And I will let people know when I'm going to start putting it out there. I will have it reserved first for my students who are involved in my Spiral Temple, just because it kind of adds on to the learning that we all are doing over the past year or 10 months that we're actually working together. So those spaces will be reserved first, but if there are spaces available, I'm going to be offering this out to the public as well. So just something to think about. If it is something that you feel called to, I don't know if I'm planting a seed right now that's going to help show you the signs of what you might need to see going forward. But if not with me, with Tor Webster, check him out. He's got his own page, Tour of the Tour on Facebook. And again, Tor Webster, is also his page as well. And he offers tours all year round versus where I will probably only be offering this at least once a year, unless Spirit decides to change that for me. All right. So just wanted to share that, and you'll be hearing bits and snippets of things that have happened along the way as I am compiling this into, I don't really know what it's going to be right now. If it's going to be a book, possibly, I don't know. I'm going with the flow of things. So I'll post the writing that I've done already for those of you who are interested in reading it. All right. Love, magical blessings. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that you have an incredible week. Remember those throat chakras, and by all means, take some rest if you need it. We'll see you soon.